All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into the world of volleyball to tackle a really big question. What does it actually mean to be successful? And look, it's about way more than just what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. We're going to explore how the best coaches are rethinking the win to focus on something that lasts a whole lot longer, developing players and building character.
Okay, so let's really get into this. I want you to actually take a second and think about it. When you picture a successful volleyball player, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it a highlight reel of just monster kills, a room filled with trophies? Or is there something more to it?
Yeah, this is the vibe we usually think of when we think success, right? Just pure unapologetic dominance. It's that flashy, in-your-face confidence that just screams, I'm the best one out here. And hey, that kind of swagger, it can be powerful for sure. But it's really just the tip of the iceberg. True success, the kind that sticks with you, is built on a foundation that's so much deeper.
And that's what brings us to our first big foundational idea. When you look at coaching philosophies, from the little leagues all the way up to the pros, there's one idea you see over and over and over again. Real success, the kind that actually builds you as a person, has to be earned, period.
I mean, just think about it for a sec. A spot on the team that was just handed to you, a championship you won without ever really being tested, it feels kind of cheap, doesn't it? The core idea here is that the grind, the struggle, the sweat, that's what gives an accomplishment its real weight and its real value.
So let's break this down, because you're looking at two totally different roads here. On one side, you have success that's just given. It teaches you almost nothing about how to bounce back from adversity. But on the other side, when you earn it, when you fight for it and bleed for it, man, that's where the magic happens. That's where you build the discipline and the work ethic that you'll take with you everywhere.
And look, earning it isn't just something you do in the gym. It really starts with you by yourself. First up, you got to set SMART goals. That's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So don't just say, I want to get better. Say, I'm going to do 50 perfect passes against the wall every single day. Next, you got to see it to believe it. Visualize that success. Play that perfect serve over and over in your mind. And last but not least, become a student of the game. Get online, watch the pros, and build your own volleyball IQ.
Okay, so we've talked about what you can do on your own. But what happens when you step into the gym with your team? Well, that's when earning it takes on a whole new dimension. Suddenly, it becomes way less about me and a whole lot more about we. It's all about the process.
This is something you hear in every top-tier program, and it's the absolute truth. You don't just show up on Saturday and magically win. No way. Games are won or lost long before that. They are forged in the fire of every single practice.
So what does that actually look like? What's your job in practice? First off, max effort. Every single drill, every single time. No excuses. You have to be coachable, open to feedback, ready to listen. You have to put the team first, period. Your voice, it needs to be positive. You're either lifting your teammates up or you're not helping. And finally, you have to be mentally tough. Shake off the last mistake, focus on the next ball. That's the job.
And this right here, this quote just nails it. It's that subtle but huge difference between trying to be the best player on the team and trying to be the best player for the team. One is about stats, the other is about making everyone around you better. That's that we before me mentality, and it's a total game changer.
You know, we've all heard that old saying, practice makes perfect. But it's not quite right. The best coaches will tell you that's a bit of a myth. Because if you just go through the motions, you could be reinforcing bad habits. The real deal is perfect practice makes perfect. We're talking focused, intentional, high-quality reps. That's how you build real skill.
All right, now this next part, it might sound a little weird, a little backwards even, but one of the most critical parts of winning is actually failing. I know it sounds crazy, but real growth, the kind that matters, almost never happens when things are easy.
So let me paint you a picture. You've got Team A, who cruises through their season, totally undefeated, blowing everyone out. Then you have Team B. They have a good record, but they've been through some battles. They've lost tough games. They've had to claw their way back from behind. Now, which one of those teams do you think actually developed more as players and as people?
So which team really grew more?
You might think it's the undefeated one, but ask any veteran coach and they'll tell you it's Team B. And it's not even close. The undefeated team, they never really had to learn how to deal with true adversity. But the team that lost, they had to look in the mirror, figure out why they lost, and learn how to respond. That struggle, that's where the growth is.
And that leads to this incredible way of thinking about it. A loss stops being just, well, a loss. It becomes a lesson. It shows you exactly where you're weak, it tests your character, and it forces you to adapt. In this mindset, there are only two outcomes to any match. You either win or you learn.
Okay, so when we start to connect all these dots, earning it, focusing on the process, even embracing failure, what do we get? We get to the absolute peak of what it means to be an athlete. We get the true elite mindset.
So what is this elite mindset? Well, first off, it's not about looking at the person next to you and trying to be better than them. It's about looking in the mirror. It's an internal battle. It's a relentless, daily pursuit of being just a little bit better today than you were yesterday. The process itself becomes the win.
And this whole mindset, it's really built on 4 solid pillars. Number 1, continuous improvement. That hunger to get better every single day. Number 2, taking ownership. You are responsible for your effort, your attitude, your development. Number 3, resilience in failure. Seeing a setback not as a disaster, but as feedback. And finally, building character. Understanding that how you play matters just as much as if you win.
And maybe nobody said it better than the legendary coach Bobby Knight. Think about it. The will to win? Everybody has that. I mean, who doesn't want to win? That's the easy part. The thing that's rare, the thing that separates the good from the great, that's the will to prepare to win. The will to do all the hard, boring, unglamorous stuff when no one is watching.
So, I'll leave you with this. Whether you're a player, a coach, or a parent, you've got the will to win. We all do. But the real question is, do you have the will to prepare to win? Are you willing to embrace that daily process of earning it? Because in the end, that's what it's all about. That's the real win. Thanks for tuning in.